Hey, you guys, it's Wednesday, and I wanted to drop in here again because this week we are talking about recovering from some business mistakes or epic fails. All right, so something that you can do to reconnect with your audience after making some sort of mistake or failure is just owning it, just owning up to it. That thing about honesty being the best policy, it truly is. You know why? Because your honesty helps you connect on a deeper level with your niche. It will help you gain their trust and they'll value your unique journey. And also seeing how your struggles and how you've been kind of struggling and then how you've overcome them, it inspires them. It makes them realize like what else is possible. I think the worst things that can be done, and we as consumers can recognize this, right? Like we know this when maybe like political candidates or brands that we've followed and really liked for a long time have done something that we felt has been like a really big mistake or have hurt us or betrayed us in some way. When they own up to it, we're like, oh, well, yeah, I mean, mistakes happen. Like when Target had that big security breach, remember? And we were all like, oh my God, like we shop at Target all the time. We're constantly using our credit cards. And Target was like, I am so sorry that happened. Like they went through this whole thing and, we kind of, at least I did, like came out on the other end like, oh, poor Target. Like I feel really bad for them that all of this happened because I'm sure that, people are saying that they don't want to shop there anymore. Not me. I love Target. But you know what I mean? Like they just really owned up to it to the point where you were like, gosh, like this company is like, it makes me feel more connected with them now that they've just been like totally honest with me and they've let me know that they're doing everything that they can to remedy it. I feel that, I've connected to it on a deeper level with people like Lewis Howes, who talked about, how hard his journey was when he was getting started and how much he stumbled and failed. With Rachel Hollis, oh my gosh, I love that woman. How she talks about failing so many times when she was, trying to like launch her books and getting book deals and being on stage and, peeing her pants in front of her children. With Russell Brunson, I love that man. He's the CEO of ClickFunnels. I'm in his One Funnel Away challenge again, and he was talking about yesterday about failures and how many times his business has failed over the past like 15 years. How many times they had to like just close up shop and sell like everything and consult with a bankruptcy attorney. I love hearing about Darren Hardy's, business failures. You should, if you haven't already, you really, really should read or listen to his book, The Entrepreneur Roller Coaster. I mean, he talks about setting up, like getting into a business, like installing, like water systems and having them basically all explode and basically flood houses and buildings. So, and having to recoup and recover from all of that. I like hearing those stories, not because misery loves company, but because it humanizes these incredibly successful people, letting us know that they haven't always been successful and perfect along the way. Owning up to the mistakes that you've made, it humanizes you as well. People do not relate to perfectionism. I would not relate to people like Darren Hardy, Russell Brunson, Rachel Hollis, if I thought that they were always perfect, that they came from these perfect lives and backgrounds and that they, never made a business mistake along the way and that they had this perfect journey, I would just be like, well, God, I've already failed a million times, so I really suck and I'll never get set up like that way. So own it. If you are a nutrition coach and you feel like you've, fallen off the wagon many times over, own up to it. Talk about your journey. Talk about where you've been and how you've gotten yourself back on track. People want to be a part of that journey. They want to know that you are a human and not some crazy cyborg, okay? If you've sent hey girl messages, if you've mass added to Facebook groups, if you've gone into debt, trying to get a business off the ground that's never worked, if you've pretended to do much better professionally than you actually were, if you've totally fallen off the wagon and face planted in a box of donuts, own it. It's okay. Because as long as you've learned from those mistakes and those failures, if you've fallen and you've gotten back up again, instead of staying on the ground and allowed yourself to be trampled on, then it's made you you. It's made you the person that you are now. And that your unique experiences is what makes you insanely valuable to thousands of people in the world. So I would love to know what mistakes, what failures you are ready to own up to. Drop it in the comments below. I want to give you a virtual fist pump. I want to tell you personally that it's going to be okay. And I want you to come out right now. I want you to use this as like your coming out story for your admissions, to now use this to reconnect with your audience on a whole deeper level. I can't wait to hear you, and I can't wait to support you along your journey.